Well, thank you all very, very much. And Sheila, thank you for the very warm introduction and for bringing us all here together today. As some of you know, and as Sheila referenced, I went to Tokyo earlier this year, which was my first trip as Deputy Secretary of State. And before I left, we had a chance to sit down together. I benefited immensely from Sheila's insights and knowledge of Japan and of the region. And I have to tell you, it was a very rewarding visit. We had very good meetings with all of our counterparts, but there were a few other events that were equally compelling and memorable. I was able to address the Keizai Ryokai, which was a very good engagement. I managed to squeeze in a visit to the infamous fish market on my last morning there. And maybe most significantly, I got to hear a pitch-perfect rendition of the Beatles' Hey Jude at the Abbey Road Bar in Roppongi with Ambassador Kennedy and several of my Japanese counterparts. And I have to tell you, it was really a letdown coming back to Washington after that. I know that Ambassador Sasai very much wanted to join us here today, and I have to tell you that the strength of our partnership right now owes a lot to the Ambassador and those at the Embassy here in Washington. It also owes a lot to an extraordinary team that we have at the State Department, led by the Assistant Secretary of State, Danny Russell. I'm grateful for their support, their collaboration, their work every single day. And of course, we very eagerly look forward to the visit of Prime Minister Abe, who will be here on a state visit in just 2 weeks' time. Sheila, let me just emphasize how much we appreciate the work of the Japan-U.S. Friendship Commission, as well as representatives of the Japan-American Society of Washington who are here, and local chapters across the country, especially those of you who are watching in Atlanta, and Dallas, and Minneapolis, and San Francisco. I wish we could all have you here in person. We had an absolutely beautiful few days here in Washington, and the cherry trees in particular have bloomed. Marching bands filled the streets over the weekend for the Cherry Blossom Parade, and hundreds of thousands of visitors have walked under this extraordinary canopy that has come to symbolize the deep bonds of friendship between the United States and Japan. As Sheila noted, this year marks the 70th anniversary of the end of World War II, a time to reflect on the remarkable story of two former adversaries who become the closest of allies and friends. Over these 7 decades, we have shared an unwavering commitment to democracy, to human rights, and the rule of law, and that in turn has helped shape the post-war order of peace and prosperity. And the bottom line is this: today, the relationship between our countries is stronger than it has ever been. We're close partners in trade, in entrepreneurship, in economic innovation. The United States is one of the largest foreign investors in Japan, and Japanese companies employ around 650,000 Americans, from Japanese automakers in Kentucky to electronics firms in New York. Together, we are working to pave the way for the historic Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement, a deal that will greatly expand trade and establish regional commitments to environmental protection, labor rights, and intellectual property, norms that both the United States and Japan hold dear. And of course, we are close partners on the world stage, fighting Ebola, mitigating the impact of climate change, countering violent extremism, eliminating the threat of ISIL, and other groups that challenge us. The enduring strength of the partnership does not come only from the size of our economies or the reach of our global leadership. It comes from the vibrant and rich connections between our people, between business leaders, men and women in uniform, the exchange program participants, Fulbright students, and the 27,000 American alumni of the JET program who become a lasting part of their communities as English teachers in towns and cities across Japan. And of course, between our distinguished diplomats, leaders like Ambassador Sasai, Ambassador Kennedy, Walter Mondale, Mike Mansfield, and so many others. Every day, the ties that bind our nations are enriched by the nearly 20,000 Japanese students here in the United States and the more than 5,000 Americans studying in Japan. From these experiences, they gain lifelong friends, lifetime memories, and a commitment to the relationship that endures long after they've returned home. The value of these exchanges is so well known that we want to double these numbers by 2020. Ultimately, that is what today's town hall is about, recognizing the vital role that personal connections play in the relationship between the United States and Japan and in advancing our alliance. So I'm grateful for everything that each of you is doing, has done, will do, to bring our two countries closer together, and now I look forward to trying to answer your questions. Thank you.